Hello everybody, I am back to share my very first portfolio website with y'all. Feel free to cringe with me. I used Dreamweaver for this. I'm not good at web design, so I took a course in web design and we had to make our own website by building it in Dreamweaver. So this is the result of that, and it looked much worse than this, so I'm cool with this. So for the home screen, I believe I had YouTube videos here, but I guess I took them off or they're no longer linked, so it's just blank now. Let's just go to the About page. This is quite a description of my background and how I got into art and graphic design. We don't need to get into all of that. Well, if you've seen my most recent portfolio website, my description is much shorter, like straight to the point, which is always good. Yeah, one thing that I want to note here. Okay, so basically what you get from this is I'm from New York. I got inspiration from drawing from growing up watching cartoons, and my brother used to draw too. So then I started drawing. I wanted to do advertising, but then I switched over to graphic design and originally wanted to be an artist, but I changed my mind, and I've explained why before, so I'm not going to do that again. I am also into writing, and I had written a few books that I wanted to publish, but they're like very outdated based on where I'm at now. I don't see myself publishing those. However, I'm still going to make some stories that I will publish. So now let's move on to Google Plus, which no longer exists. So this goes straight to that, but it's not here anymore. So yeah, I don't really, whatever. So let's go back to Facebook. So I have a Facebook page, if you did not know that, and it links directly to that page. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. Now let's get into what we really came here for, the portfolio page. It says 2011 to present, but really this is from 2011 to 2015. This is very stretched. So a lot of these thumbnails are stretched and I'm not feeling that. I don't know why it did that. I don't know, maybe I probably did something wrong with the thumbnail sizing. There's a description for each one. So Hot Globes is here, and before I read the description, this is basically about like global warming and using a grid to represent how they are connected and how they affect each other, or something like that. So what did I say here? Pattern represents the link between the sun and the world with global warming. Everything that is orange represents the sun, and everything that is blue represents the globe. Yeah, okay. Take from that what you would like your own interpretation of what you see when you see the painting. Let's move on to this portrait here from figure drawing class. So I actually think this still looks pretty good. I just think the neck looks very wide. That's the only thing. Looks kind of odd to me, but it's still pretty good. And I used pastels for this. Do I have a description here? Experimented with pastels, mixing warm and cool colors. Yeah, so you have to mix a lot of colors to get the hair color, and oh, I can't zoom into this one. The shadows, the highlights, the lips, the skin color itself. I had to mix a lot of colors to get that. What type of paper is this on? I forget. I know it's that gray paper. But yeah, I have it right here on my desk. Oh shoot! Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to readjust my camera. Hold on. All right. Next one. Retro music, which is still one of my favorites. One of my favorite pieces of work that I've done. This is a collage, but this is a poster based on 80s music. So we have the 80s pattern and the bright color and the boombox playing the loud music. So when I envisioned this, I was thinking of hip hop and like Yo MTV raps. And I think I used rubber cement. So in college, rubber cement was like the go-to for a lot of projects with multiple, like different classes. So, whoops, let's do that again. So, as you can see, I either painted some paper and then cut it up and then put it on this paper that everything's glued to. If I ran out of the other paper from magazines, so you could see like I used pieces from magazines and things like that to form this overall hot pink color in the background. And then I also cut up pieces of black paper to create that pattern. And then I drew and cut out this retro font right here, and then I painted over it so it says retro music. Then I cut out this boom box, like I drew a boom box and then I cut it out and painted it. Well, I painted it, then I cut it out and pasted it on top of the background, this hot pink. And then I cut out this yellow paper to show that the boombox is blasting with music. Now this is a painting that was based off of a collage I did, which was supposed to have a certain theme. So this was like an ad, like a beauty ad, and I took pictures, like ads from different magazines. So I believe this was Maybelline, and I took a bunch of, like I took the ads from there and then some other things as well to form this. And then I had to take that collage and make it into a painting using acrylic paint. And I used like different techniques to get the textures and stuff going on here. I know that line isn't straight, but that's all right. I wish this was a high-res photo though. But yeah, I had to mix a lot of colors and do a lot to get the highlights in here and the shading and all the different textures in here so it didn't look flat. But yes, I painted this. Alright, let's get to this one. I created my own font for a class called Advanced Typography. And if you could already tell, the F is odd. I did that on purpose because I'm different like that. And the R also has a cool little stroke here, and then the Q, I really like the Q. But the R stroke, I'll probably change that. But yeah, I even did the same for the E a little bit because I'm different. But I'm different in a good way, you know? So we actually like created this in Illustrator, and then we used a program to make this font usable. Now, where is that font right now? I have no idea. But we did make it live where you can actually type with, like, you can actually use it. But I believe we only did uppercase letters. We didn't do lowercase. So let me see, what descriptions do I have for the rest of these? What's with the pop-ups? Okay. Retro music using a paper from magazines, cardstock, Bristol. Poster themed on, well, the poster is themed on 1980s music using the decade's bright colors and patterns. Lip color advertisement for lip color originally made from magazines. It's painted on illustration board. Expressionism, okay, was used to show the textures of the image. Expressionism. In my font, as I said, strong yet simplistic. You know, I like simplicity. So next we have the Science Museum of Long Island. This needs work. Okay, so let's get into why. So this right here is supposed to be a die cut, and because I wasn't good at shadows and things yet, that's why it looks like this. So this was supposed to show like the dimension that you can actually open this up. So that's why right here, this is what it looks like on the outside. Again, that shadow is not. All right, so this is the front, and then you open that and you would see this page right here, and that's there right there. You open it up. That being said, I don't know why I left the shadow there. Like, anyway, so this is an actual place, and we had to pick an actual museum and rebrand them. So that includes like logo, possible merch, ads, stationery, whatever, what have you. And that's what I did. But for this portfolio, I only chose to upload this brochure, because I was apparently very proud of it, because the concept is really cool, but it's just it needs to be updated big time. So we can't zoom in too much based on the size of this image, but it's basically a brochure explaining the different programs and experiences that they have at the museum. It's a fun way to learn science for children. If you've seen my most recent portfolio, it is up there, but my portfolio site is currently under construction right now, so you can't go to it. Then we have inside of the booklet these pictures are actually from the museum itself. Why did I do that? Anyway, so this should still be left align, not right align. Anyway, these pictures are from the website, so I just use those to plop in here. I'm gonna redo this because I know that it can be done much better, and based on the skill I have now, yeah, I'm doing that over. I mean, I really like the logo. I'm just gonna tweak that a little bit and rework this entire book. I keep saying booklet. This brochure. Okay. Now, this is another one I'm very proud of. Packaging design. It was also showcased in the student gallery at the school. And I've showed like my portfolio in the past on this channel. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link it somewhere. We had to come up with a brand, and that was the whole semester. So packaging design, you have to come up with a brand. That includes like the name, the tagline, the concept, the theme, the type of packages to do for it. I chose, like everything I do, it's always going to include some form of art in it most of the time. and I chose art. So basically, I'm not gonna get too into it, but your nails are the canvas, the nail polish is the paint, and the brush in there is your paintbrush, and you use whatever color fits your mood. That's why the tagline is express your mood, and it's based off of 4 different artists, and each artist has 2 colors based off of 2 paintings, and each painting from the artist are consistent with each other. So we have Vincent van Gogh, which y'all know I love, Andy Warhol, Pablo Picasso, and Wassily Kandinsky. This is, I think, printed, and it's on a canvas, and this is an easel right here as a display. You have to make sure that everything is aligned so everything looks consistent when you see it on a shelf or something. It looks simple, but it's very hard to make sure everything is straight, like aligned across the board. Now get to a close-up of the labels. I really wish these were high res, but that's okay. So I did these die cuts myself, so I printed them out and I cut them with was it an X-Acto blade or the razor blade? It was one of them. I think it was the razor blade. Sorry. It was the razor blade. I really loved how this came out. It's really good when you have something from your portfolio that you're actually proud of. I've had some projects in the past where I didn't really like it. But yeah, I really like this. I'm just gonna do some updates to it. Let's see what the description I put. Nail polish set based on a unique background story. We're using nail polish is like a form of art in which people are able to express themselves. In other words, the nail polish is the paint and the nails are the canvas. The colors are based on 4 artists, which I already said. Then the last one I have here is Autumn Feeling, which is like a self-portrait because that's me right there. Having my hand out, catching some leaves with the leaf border here. I believe this was for vector art editing. I learned a lot about Illustrator in this class instead of that roster vector class that I talked about in my other video where that professor was an absolute disgrace. So I didn't really learn much from him, but I learned a lot in this class. Anyway, yeah, I really like this one too. I mean, overall I like what's here, but there's just, I mean, we're always learning and growing, so I know I can change what's here. But yeah, that's basically my portfolio. These images, they're distorted. I don't like when that happens. Okay, the contact page. That, I believe this got messed up. I think the background was white as well for this area right here. Now it looks like this, so whatever. That's basically my first portfolio website, and again, it did look way worse than this. That is all for that. This site isn't live anymore, but I found it while I was looking through some old folders on my drive, and I just felt like I had to share this. When you look back at your work from the past, you can see the amount of growth. That's it for that. Now I want to make an announcement for changes to this channel. So when I started this, I was like back and forth with what I wanted to do here, but now I know for sure what I want to do. So this will be mostly reviews, tutorials, doing DIYs, drawings, and things like that. So if you look at my videos, we're gonna keep the consistency. So yeah, if you want to see what my portfolio looked like after the one I just shared, it's right here. I will link it. Naturalista will mostly be shown on my other social platform, on Instagram. That is the announcement. But also I'm gonna be rebranding this. So if you come on here one day and it looks different, that's why. So changes are being made. Okay, thank you for tuning in and watching. I have more content coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Bye bye.